Hey, Wrestle fans. You're listening to the Wednesday Night War Podcast, episode 47, Holy Pepperoni. What's up, Warheads? Wednesday Night War Podcast, episode 47. Our first episode over a year of doing the show.
Yeah, look at that shit.
I'm DJ. I'm here with Brett.
Hey, pal.
Brett, I meant to bring something up to you, and I probably should have done this off air because nobody's going to get this, but how much brighter is it in this room?
It's so much
That's
brighter.
right, because I fixed some lights. That's right.
Is that what you did?
I added some lights. I put up some new lights. I'm good at what I do.
I don't know. You have a bunch of lights in here, so I don't know which ones work and which ones
Yeah.
don't.
Yep.
It is. It's very.
It's very bright. It's very bright. It's good. I can see your handsome face now.
That's a lie.
That's true. All right. So, how you doing, pal? I mean, we got some news. We're gonna kick into some stuff, some AEW, NXT. Not on Wednesdays.
No.
On Tuesday and Wednesday.
Super Tuesday. Is
Super
that what they were
Tuesday
calling it?
is NXT up against AEW Dark.
Oh God. I'm doing well, man. I'm enjoying my week off.
Good. Almost your birthday.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yay. Happy 30.
Happy early birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay, fun.
Yay, fun. Your birthday is the same day as AEW pay-per-view we won't be watching live.
No, we won't be, but we will be talking
We'll
about
talk
it
about
later.
it.
We'll be running
Sunday-ish.
it down.
Sunday-ish.
Yeah.
But before that, we're going to talk about this week's wrestling.
Yeah, and let's just touch on it real quick.
Go for it.
On the NXT side of things, Mauro Ranallo is gone from WWE.
Amicably this time.
Very good.
Thank you.
Proud of you.
Thank you. I've been working on that, working on my diction.
God damn it.
Yeah, so, I don't know exactly why, if he was just fed up with it or behind-the-scenes stuff, but he's going to go do some other things, and good for him. I mean, I can't say I'm sad.
No.
He was not my favorite. He's way better than JR. More on that later. But yeah, I hope he does well. I wish him nothing but the best. But I'm kind of glad he's not going to be calling the wrestling I have to watch every week.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
While he was there, he went through some unnecessary bullshit.
Yes.
But hey, now he's gone, and best wishes. Sir.
Absolutely. All the best in your future endeavors.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think there's any other news.
If there is, I don't know. I've kind of gone dark a little bit on my phone this week.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you know what? There is news that I read yesterday. And I don't know any truth to it, but I'm going to talk about it real quick. Somebody broke a story, and it's probably all made up. I think it originates from like the Vince Russo podcast, which means it's all made up. But the guy they had on, I don't know who he is, claims that Velveteen has admitted to everything. But because the main accuser, where things got really fucking disgusting, was over the age of 16 and Velveteen was under the age of 23, Florida law makes that legal because it's Florida.
And this is why I'm happy I've put Twitter down for the last few
So
days.
there was a big deal about that, and everybody rightfully outraged. But that's when Paul is saying, Trips is saying like, oh, there was nothing illegal and nothing, we looked into it, blah blah blah. It's because there's a loophole that he was able to avoid. So
great. Still not going to talk about him.
No.
Because
because he's still redacted. Fuck
he's
that
still,
guy.
Yeah, he's part of the redacted
But so
club.
there you go. So he's getting away with it because of course he is. If any of that's even true. The other thing in legal news, not really related, but related because it's AEW with Joey Janela. Jim Cornette lost his lawsuit to G-Raver.
You know what? I saw something
Yes.
about that briefly.
Yep. So it was enough that the stuff was enough of a parody or whatever. I read it, but I don't quite understand all the legalese of it all.
Yeah, I don't know.
But at minimal, everybody walks away, so it's a victory for G-Raver. And Joey Janela has been going after Stephen P. New on Twitter about it, calling him like the worst lawyer. And then all of Stephen P. New's Google reviews for his law firm got posted on Twitter, and they're all terrible. They're like 1 star. This guy's a piece of shit. This guy's dishonest. So,
Every time someone says Stephen P. New, I just think of PN News.
Ooh.
And that just makes me want to watch like early 90s WCW.
Okay. All right.
And
I'm all right with that.
Shout out to PN News.
All right, that's it for the news. Only kind of
PN
part
news.
of that's it for the PN news. Tune in next week, same PN time, same PN network. We have AEW Dark to talk about.
Do we?
We do. It's slowly becoming my favorite thing to talk about on this show.
Well, now I know you're losing your fucking mind.
Only because, one, I don't have to watch the whole show anymore.
All right, I'll give you that.
And two, because nobody knows if we're making this shit up or not. And, I think this week, at least my half of it, continues that tradition of I could be just making all this shit up. I can be making up wrestler names. I can be using real wrestlers in odd pairings. Some of this shit you're not going to believe.
I probably won't. You're right.
Right. So I got the first half because we switch back and forth. So I got the Sean Spears, the Jan Spears half, if you will, of AEW Dark, and he is right there first match. Jan Spears versus Eddie Taurus. Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. Eddie Ford Taurus, and he so Eddie Taurus, 18 years in the business, wondering about him, a little bit of a bigger guy, was interested to see, where he came from, who he was, and I looked him up, and I'm going to tell you this right now, and again, I could be completely making this up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could 100% be making up the fact that he was trained by Frenchie Martin.
What the hell?
According to the internet, Eddie Taurus was trained by Frenchie Martin.
I don't believe these things.
You don't have to. That's the joy of covering AEW Dark.
Oh my god, the land of make believe.
Maybe I'm making it up. Maybe I'm not. Google Eddie Taurus for yourself and see if he was in fact trained by WWF manager Frenchie Martin.
I mean, I'll take your word for it because you're an honest, trustworthy man.
Right. Jan Spears wins.
Shock.
Did the glove gimmick at the end.
Shock of the century.
Of course. Nothing to talk about. The Frenchie Martin thing, literally the most interesting thing. And maybe I made it up. You don't know. You'll never know. Never know.
I'm not going to look it up.
Match number 2, Santana and Ortiz.
Okay.
Who, do they officially go by Proud and Powerful? Because they never really got that over.
I always thought that was a stupid name, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a little too long.
I get why, you can't use LAX.
Right.
But Santana and Ortiz, that works perfectly. You know who they are. You know who they're about. Yeah, Pride and Powerful.
You know who we are. You know why we're here.
Oh, boy.
Versus...
Ayo.
Versus... big fan, mascot of the show, Fabu Andre.
My guy.
And Ryzen.
I still don't know who the fuck that is.
I don't know.
He keeps dodging my half a dark.
Right.
Yeah, that's you're a Ryzen exclusive guy over there.
It's true. He's got a big haircut, and this was a squish.
He's got a big haircut.
He does. It was a squish. Nothing to talk about there either.
Fabu Andre got the win, right?
Yeah, Fabu Andre with the win clean in the center.
Good for them.
Yeah, with the Fabu bomb.
The Fabu bomb.
The Fabu cutter.
The homicidal, suicidal, genocidal maniac, Fabu.
The elevated Fabu-plex.
My God damn.
Oh, the head and arm Fabu-plex. The Fabu mission.
This will get stuck.
Let's just forever.
Let's just kick through that door.
Yes. Anyway, Ortiz grabs the mic. And they're still antagonizing the best friends at the end of this. And Ortiz says for Trent to tell his mom to stop hitting up his phone, and said that the underwear my drawers that I left at her house she can keep.
You don't talk about Sue like that.
He's disrespecting Sue. Disrespecting
Sue Beretta.
Right, Sue Beretta. Third match, we got Allie versus Cassandra Golden in a singles competition here.
It's not a real name.
Yeah, I said maybe this is true, maybe it's not. You'll have to watch Dark to figure out.
No.
Right. Allie wins. That's it.
All right.
They show Santana Ortiz backstage laughing about Sue and the best friends. Get jumped by the best friends again.
Good.
This gimmick, this feud has been spanning every AEW show, and I like it a lot. Give me something entertaining to watch on Dark that's not maybe Allie versus Cassandra Golden if I didn't make that up. Match number 4 of my viewing is Frankie Kazarian versus Angelico.
They're trying to push him as a singles for some weird reason.
I don't know why. And Kazarian's a perfectly capable professional wrestler. He has good
The
matches.
king of velocity.
Right. And Helico is in Helico. It was very long. I don't understand why they're doing it, but shocker, Kazarian gets the win. So there you go.
Surprise.
Given tag wrestlers singles wins. That reminded me, there was a Tony Khan investors call today.
Okay.
And he did say, somebody did ask him about Dark being the second show, and he said that the second show on TNT was put on hold because of COVID, but it was never intended to be Dark.
No.
Dark will always be on YouTube, and the second show on TNT will be a completely new, different programming show.
What the No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep. Yep.
That's
Yep.
a bad idea.
Listen, they're going to move this to Tuesdays, and we don't have to talk about it anymore anyway. Then we had a... listen, I took a bullet for you this week. I got Jan Spears. I got Fabu Andre, which is unfortunate for you. I got an alley match. I got a Kazarian singles match. And now I have a Brandy Rhodes interview.
Yeah.
Where she complains about Anna Jay choking her out and just says a couple times about how all she can do is listen to Daddy Brody. And she calls him Daddy Brody the whole time. That was real odd and uncomfortable.
Get her the fuck... she's on YouTube and I'm offended.
Right. And she also, she was talking to Schiavone and she called him Anthony, which I was very offended.
All right, you're not fucking 98 Jericho.
Right.
Stop it.
Right. My last match, my fifth match, and I think you got more matches than me this week. My fifth match was Donnie Primetime.
No.
And Ryan Rembrandt versus the Gun Club.
Donnie Primetime is my new favorite wrestler.
Do you know who Donnie Primetime
I
is?
have no idea.
Donnie Primetime is Kung Fu Janela.
Why do I know that?
Kung Fu Janela is Joey Janela's cousin, and he wrestles on the indies as Kung Fu Janela, and basically, from what I can tell, does the same gimmick. But I'm assuming they didn't want to confuse people, so they call him Donnie Primetime. He wore Janela's glasses and stuff, and on commentary was like, "Oh, they're like Taz or whoever was on commentary, I don't know who it was like, oh, he's doing a Joey Janela gimmick here," and I'm like, yeah, all right, thanks guys.
Oh, man. They'll let anybody on TV.
They will. Me and you are gonna be next.
Or YouTube.
Yeah. And Gun Club wins, shocker to no one, in a big old squish. Donnie Primetime trying to get one over on Billy Gunn, and that it just doesn't happen.
Fucking Donnie Primetime.
Donnie Primetime.
Oh god damn it! All right. Yeah, this is where I step in.
You're up,
and I
pal.
take over. I get Danny Jordan.
Okay.
Versus Abaddon.
So I did watch this. I knew we had this lined up for whose matches were whose responsibility. But I watched this because I love Abaddon.
I was going to say, you made me watch this. Mm-hmm. No, it wasn't bad.
It was good.
I like Abaddon. It's fun. I do have a concern, though.
Okay.
Is she ever going to get off Dark?
She's number 3 ranked in the women's division right now.
I know there's that, but she hasn't been off Dark yet, has she?
No. Well, I think maybe her debut was on a Dynamite, maybe.
I thought it was on a Dark.
Maybe
but
it was.
All right.
I don't know. I think she's been on one Dynamite, though.
But
because I think JR called her, and he hasn't called her.
Okay, maybe he did. But yeah, I like the gimmick. Like it's fun, character-driven wrestling.
Yes.
I just don't want it to get I don't know. I don't want them to put her on TV and for people to be like, "What? This is too much."
Right.
You know.
It is. That could happen. I love the gimmick. I was tweeting about it. I think it's great. I love it from the entrance to the finish. Matches are good enough. The character does all the work. And she's not a bad wrestler by any means. I thought this match, as far as the Dark match went, like AEW Dark, I thought it was pretty good. But yeah, I just like Abaddon a ton. She stands out. You know, it'll work so much better against just a pure baby face. Like to get her in there with Sheeta, who would just be scared of her because she's just babyface.
She had a match with Sheeta, if I remember correctly. I think it was on a Dark.
Yeah.
But,
so we'll see. You know, the rest of the rankings, it's just like it's either babyface or like tough. I don't give a shit, girl.
Yeah.
So at least she's different because that's if you look at the independent rankings or the women's rankings, like it's Britt Baker. She's just her gimmick. She's a dentist who doesn't give a shit. Swole, who is babyface, Abaddon, who's this cool monster, and then like whoever else is there, and it's just or Penelope Ford, and she just doesn't give a shit. She's a cool girl that doesn't give a shit.
She's a bad girl.
Yeah. So like, there goes your Flyers, buddy.
Stop.
5-4. Flyers win.
Win or lost?
They're up. They just 5-4.
Did they win or did they lose?
Final, second overtime. The
Well,
Flyers are up.
you said there go your Flyers,
Yeah.
buddy. So did they win or did they
won.
lose?
They won.
You can't fucking do this to me.
5-4.
Who fucking scored?
I don't know, but the Flyers just won.
Let's fucking go!
You're welcome. Now you can stop peering over at the fucking TV.
I'm sorry, man. You know, dude. Listen, I didn't tweet NXT this week because it's do or die. Who scored? Could you tell me who scored?
I don't
This is.
know.
First of all, sorry everybody.
The guy with
Sorry
the
everyone except for Chuck. Love you, bud.
The guy with the hockey stick.
The guy with the hockey stick scored. Do you know the number of the guy with the hockey stick? Do we know? We know?
9.
That's Ivan Provorov. Pride of Wilkes-Barre, baby.
There you go. See that?
Okay, sorry.
All right.
All right.
So, but yeah,
Woo!
it's it could be very dangerous for Abu. Let's get center ourselves back to
Inhale the
wrestling.
positive.
We
Inhale the
force
positive.
ourselves to watch every week.
Exhale the negative.
Abaddon's cool. I hope they handle it right. I think she could be a good next contender for Sheeta, just because it's just something different and a cool character to see, and Sheeta can play scared. But that is if Sheeta makes it past Thunder Rosa. More on that later.
Ooh. Next match we have Ricky Starks going up against my man Tony Donati.
Oh, Tony Donati, the human suplex machine.
Yeah, fuck you, Taz.
You potato.
Ricky Starks wins. I don't know. Something's still not clicking with me for Ricky
Doesn't work
Starks.
for me either.
I don't get it. Like, is he supposed to be like The Rock? You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Does he have COVID? Topical jokes.
Stop. Dude, I was ready to fling myself off a building if The Rock was like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm going to die from COVID.
Wow.
He's
The
The Rock.
He isn't even. His immune system has just been replaced
That's the
with
owner.
muscles.
That's the owner of the XFL.
That's true.
Okay.
It's true. The XFL was on the line again. No, his immune system has been replaced with muscles. He's good.
Man, that's going to be a sad one.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. He's recovered. He's good. I don't know Ricky Starks though. I don't get it.
I don't either. Like, I don't.
Doesn't work for me.
Maybe, I don't know. I see people praise him, which, hey, if you like him, more power to you.
Yeah.
Next match, Jurassic Express, which is the Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy, going up against John Cruz and David Ali.
Okay.
I don't know who David Ali is. Do you?
Nope.
Okay, good. Because they lost. Jurassic Express won.
You don't say.
Oh, yeah, great.
Okay.
Next match, Anna Jay going up against Red Velvet.
Oh, Red Velvet's on a streak. That's like 3 darks in a row.
So there's one specific thing about this match.
Okay.
Anna Jay won, of course.
Yeah.
During the match, she does like a weird, like a heel kick.
Like Red Velvet does?
No, Anna Jay does.
Okay.
And Excalibur, back on commentary
Yes.
with Taz,
Uh-huh.
says, "Oh, shades of Toshiaki Kawada."
Oh, God.
And Taz just goes, literally goes, "I wouldn't say that." And Excalibur goes, "Well, she might be watching her Kawada tapes," and Taz is just going, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah, come on.
Like,
Yeah.
listen, not everything needs to be a fucking 90s All Japan reference. I love,
Right.
like, that's our shit, but
Right.
let's not bastardize that a little bit.
Yeah.
Next one, Kip Sabian going up against Sean Dean. Kip wins. Poor Sean Dean.
Yeah, like give
Sean Dean
the
had
win
his
there.
own shirt that he was
Yeah.
wearing. I was like, good for this guy.
Yeah.
I'd be a lot more interested in him than I am Kip Sabian. That's for
Sabian. Yep.
fucking sure.
Absolutely.
They like bring out like a sign where he's like, oh, I guess he has a Twitch channel or whatever. And Taz is like, what the hell is Twitch? Like,
Kip Sabian has a Twitch channel?
I guess.
I'm going to delete my Twitch. No, I'm not going to delete my Twitch account. It means I can't watch Pain
You
Pigs.
better not. Next match we have, and this was the main event, the Initiative
Oh, great.
versus Private Party.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. Stunk. Private Party wins.
Shocker.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. It felt like it was like, hey, let's take like enough shit in a 10-minute match and let's stuff it into 5. Like, and it just was not good, of course. But at the end, Peter Avalon turns on Cutler.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, they're done.
Yep. Clotheslines him, clubs him in the head, performs a clubbering.
That's a clubbering, baby.
Excalibur's like, oh, they've come apart, and Taz is like, good, they never won.
Wow.
Which, fuck, he's right. Like,
He's absolutely right.
They never won. Why are you still teaming up? What?
Right.
Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Mm-hmm. So that was the end of painfully.
That's the
dark.
49th AEW Dark. We've watched 49 of those
When
things.
you texted me on Tuesday and you're like, hey, start at 45 minutes in, I was like, oh no. Yep. They're so long. Mm-hmm. Good Lord. All right. Any final thoughts on that?
No.
No, not at all. All right. Let's get into the meat on the bone here.
What one do we even talk about next? I don't even remember.
Dynamite.
Dynamite, okay.
We'll talk about Dynamite.
I'm confused because NXT was on Tuesday, so chronologically we watched NXT first. Well, I watched half of it and then the other half, but
Yeah.
let's talk it out.
Let's do it. We start there, like, do a summary of best friends and Santana and Ortiz, which, like you said, I'm happy they're doing it. It's a good feud.
Yeah, it's a good feud. It's a good mid-card tag team feud.
Yeah.
It's better told and has more on the line than the tag belts do. So
Yeah, they get into it.
Building to that Sue on a pole match.
There's a huge fucking brawl before the match even starts, where Chucky took that sick back body drop through the chairs on the outside. Gross. Anyway, match goes. The official match time was like 7 minutes.
Yeah, the ref had to do a lot of looking away in this match.
Yeah, tons of it. Santana and Ortiz win. Hit with the street sweeper to win, which I love that fucking finisher. It's so good. Man, these guys should have been tag champs by now.
Yeah, either one of them should have been.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous they haven't been.
It really is.
Because they're just sticking Kenny and Hangman with their friends and still not having them lose.
Yeah, like Santana and Ortiz, when they came in, like, I was hyped on them.
Right.
Like, I still am, but
yeah.
You
Well,
know.
and that's in that call. I didn't read all of it, but like the recap. But Tony Khan, somebody asked him, like, bringing in WWE talent, does that change your long-term plans for the company? And he's like, yeah, it shifts everything. You'd have to. It's like, yeah. So FTR coming in, somebody, whether it be the best friends or whoever, should have had those titles by now. They're going to put them on FTR this weekend. It's just going to happen. So one of those teams, I would feel, lost out on getting that title, and when FTR wins it, they're not going to give it up anytime soon.
no,
So
it sucks.
yeah,
Like, listen, I'm happy there's like that undercard tag feud, but man, like, those guys could be so much more. Like,
I agree.
They're kind of gotten them away from being like Jericho's. Like, they're with them still, but not as much as they were, which is good. But yeah, I feel there should be more.
I agree.
MJF, they go to the back. MJF's there. Mark Sterling has locked himself in the room because why the fuck wouldn't you?
Right.
MJF has Wardlow kick the door in and pulls him out, and basically says either get in the ring or he's going to put him in a goddamn wood chipper.
Okay.
That's tempted. That's threats.
It says it's threats. Yeah.
Like, as a lawyer, I would have been like, I'm going to sue you right now.
Right. He's a lawyer. Apparently he's never lost a case. So
there you go.
Yeah.
It's concrete right there. And basically says, what monster do you want to deal with? Which I was like, that's a good line.
Sure.
I like that. Next match, we have SCU and Private Party going up against the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express with the stipulation that whatever team wins is going to face each other at All Out on Saturday.
I wonder what team that'll be.
Well, sir, to answer your question, it is 100% the Young Bucks and Jurassic Express.
Like, they wouldn't shoehorn the Young Bucks into a meaningless pay-per-view match that's probably going to be higher on the card than at least one of the title matches.
And all they kept talking about was, look how angry the Young Bucks are.
They didn't react when their dumb gimmicks went off as they were walking down to the ring.
I've never seen them so mad.
Right.
I was like, oh, like the one was a dickhead and poured beer all over a fan, like a Hangman fan. I was like,
that was a stunt, Granny.
yeah,
clearly.
well, yeah, but still, it's just like, oh, I don't know what. I just don't care.
So, yeah, at the pay-per-view, you get Bucks versus Jurassic Express, the match nobody wanted again.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
And it stinks because Jurassic Express ain't going to win unless Hangman keeps fucking with the Bucks.
Well, there was a ton of falsies at the end, too. I'm like, all right, enough. But, yeah, it went like 14 minutes, of course. The Young Bucks just go to the back. They don't want to fucking celebrate. Hager,
Right, they're sad.
yeah,
They're sad because we're not friends anymore.
that great promo. Hager's is backstage with his camera crew, busts into Orange Cassidy's
Why
locker
did he need
room.
his own camera crew? They got that over on commentary.
I don't know.
It's like, I heard Jake Hager's here with his own camera crew.
Yeah, well,
I've been working on my JR, by the way.
That wasn't the first nonsensical thing that JR said last night.
We'll get into that.
He goes into the locker room, sits on Orange Cassidy's leg, not being a dick or anything. Orange Cassidy puts his leg on Hager's leg.
Yeah.
He's the best. And Hager's like, Jericho wants you at ringside tonight, and that's it.
Yeah.
And Orange just starts digging in his jeans.
I thought for sure he was going to have the orange juice for the mist.
I feel it's going to be coming.
I hope so.
We go backstage to Titty Blanchard
Titty
congratulating FTR on winning the gauntlet.
Yeah.
You know.
Shout out to I think it was Dave Kincannon, Old Wiki. Somebody else had commented on Twitter that they read the jacket too fast and they thought it said titty, and he was like, "Hey, that's been a thing on Wednesday Night War Pod for a long time."
Well, thanks, Kincannon.
That's Titty Blanchard. Titty Blanchard, baby.
Me and Kincannon had a good conversation about music this week.
Oh,
very
okay.
good. Kincannon's the homie.
Yeah. He got wrapped up in the Clerks versus Clerks 2 crossover between
Yeah,
At Odds with Wrestling,
I,
Wednesday Night War, and Pod Van Dam.
I missed all
He took
of that.
He took a couple shots, but that's all right.
Yeah,
we love him anyway.
I decided not to. I've been dark this week. Let's say that.
Oh. AEW dark.
Because
Nobody's watched you but us.
What?
AEW dark.
I know.
We're the ones who watch.
In the ring, Tony says he wants to talk to one half the tag champs. So Omega comes out.
Yeah.
Wearing a Hana Kimura shirt. Good on him. For
Yeah,
that.
and I guess Pro Wrestling Tees is selling it.
I guess
It said all proceeds go to Hana's mom, and that's great.
Good for them for doing something positive.
Yeah.
Omega's out there. FTR ends up coming out. Omega's just like, I know what this is. Like,
He's sad Omega too, though. He's like,
he's weird, conflicted.
Yeah.
Omega,
misery Omega.
Yeah, FTR comes out and they're like, Omega's just like, they offer him a chocolate milk. And Omega's like, I'm not an idiot. Like, I don't know you guys. I don't like you guys. I think he called one of them like a dickhead or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'll fight both of you. He's like, you're going to beat my ass, but I'll get a few in, and you too, Blanchard. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Like, there he is. Like, he's obviously the seeds are set because it's like he doesn't trust Hangman anymore.
Right.
And he's just like, I'm just going to fight my own battles.
Listen,
so,
Kenny, if you listen to this show at the pay-per-view, please call one of FTR a giant human baby.
what if he, it'd be great. Paige comes out wearing the pink eyeliner to make him look like he hasn't slept in a week.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's terrible.
Oh, God.
Yeah. The best thing about this is that Michelle was watching with me a little bit.
Oh,
and whenever
boy.
any single one of them came out, she's like, "Is that the alcoholic? Is that the alcoholic?" And then he came out with the eye makeup, and she's like, "Oh, it's him."
Yep, that's him. All right.
She's like, "Why is he the alcoholic?" I'm like, "I don't know. He just likes to drink."
He just likes his. He used to be a fun alcoholic.
Yeah.
Now he's a Scott Hall alcoholic.
Oh God.
It was bad, and on TV they knew he had an addiction.
All right. Well, that's true. What if at the pay-per-view 2 people have to like put their arms under Hangman's armpits to get him to the ring?
Oh no. Basically, Paige comes in. FTR starts running him down.
Yeah.
Basically said, "Who got in your head, Paige?" Like, I'm like, oh my God. I don't know. You knew it was live because they missed curse words, which was hilarious.
Yes.
They both of them said bullshit, and they both got bleeped out way after. Omega starts shoving Hangman because he's pissed.
Because they're both mopey. And
Yeah.
they don't talk things out.
Yeah, because everybody's angry.
Yeah.
FTR grabs the titles. They hand the titles back to Paige. Paige goes to give it to Omega, and Omega's gone.
Yeah.
He's outside the ring. I thought the way that they had the camera set up, I'm like, Omega's going to fucking kill him right now. I was like, something's going to happen. He's just going to murder him right now.
Right.
I was like, it wouldn't make sense with the title match coming up, but I thought he was going to be like, this is a receipt for what you did to the Bucks last week. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It's there.
At least they're doing something to build this now.
Yeah.
Like they have pulled the trigger. I would guess that they that time right before the Best Friends where it looked like they were going to pull the trigger, they got word that FTR was coming in, so then they unpulled the trigger, which is a shame. But yeah, I mean, at least they're pulling the trigger. I want those belts off Omega and Page. I want that storyline done because I want Page to be a single star. I want Kenny to wrestle singles matches again. Even just Page Kenny feud with Kenny going on top as the baby face. You know, although I don't know how you turn Page around from like ridiculous drunk stumbling drunk to baby face.
It's like I would do either or.
Yeah.
Because Omega I always thought worked better as a heel.
Yeah.
Problem is like when they let him go wrestle, that's what happened where he was too good that people started cheering for him. So, but yeah, hopefully we get a resolution to this on Saturday.
God, I hope so. Not that I'm excited to see FTR with the belts, but I just want it moved.
I need something. Like you got to put it. Yep. I understand like slow burn, but sometimes you miss your opportunity where you don't pull the trigger.
And you know FTR for all they are will probably be a little less protected as a star. So they'll wrestle more matches for the title because Tony Khan or whoever won't be so too afraid about putting the big superstar Kenny Omega out. Because like, that's another thing I had to explain to Michelle when we were watching that like this guy 2 years ago was the biggest star in all of wrestling. Like he basically could sign his own check and pick how many zeros he wanted.
100% right.
And he decided to go with his friends, and for whatever reason he wants to put out there, bullshit or not, he's been misused. He is basically looks like a nothing, and is certainly nowhere near close to the height he was 2 years ago.
No.
The Kenny Omega 2 years ago, you would not believe they were even the same person if they didn't have that same weird curly perm.
Yeah, like I think it was like a couple months ago. I think it was Conan was like they fucked him up. Like they fucked up Omega. Like he's done now.
You know, they took a long time and they're gonna have to repair a little bit. And thankfully, he's a big enough star. He can have one really good match and he'll be repaired. But like, he's not the And I wasn't the biggest Omega guy. I liked his matches, but he was never a dude. I was like, man, that guy's really, really like the best there is. Not the best there was or the best there ever will be, but the best there is at the time. But I liked him, and he's a shadow of his former self, if you will.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. We go to the back, and Jericho's with Fathead Marvez. Mm-hmm. Says something about him kissing a girl or something.
Did he like it?
I don't know. Oh boy, I was kind of like in and out on this.
Yeah.
Said he's gonna put a bullet to the head of Orange Cassidy and end this shit.
Yeah.
Already.
Weird. Lots of murder talk on AEW.
Yeah, everybody's gonna.
Wardlow threatened to kill a guy. Jericho's gonna kill a guy. Yeah. Coincidentally, Jericho kind of did kill a guy.
Oh no!
Somebody died. Somebody died from COVID that was at Sturgis and saw Fozzy in concert. So rest in peace, to that dude. That sucks real hard. But I wouldn't even bring it up if Jericho wasn't being such an asshat on Twitter about it. But
all I know is play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
It's true.
He says Janelle is going to be a sacrifice. Things are about to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
Jericho's making his entrance. Easy for me to say. Well, he's wearing an orange.
You got to work on your
shirt.
diction, pal.
Yeah, plenty of diction to go around.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've heard.
Thanks. Mm-hmm. Chris Jericho versus Joey Janela.
Yeah. In a match that like people would question if I said this was on Dark. They would be like, "No, you're making that one up." Cassandra Golden, that's real. This one you're making up.
Jericho wins in 3 minutes.
Frenchie Martin, you made that up. That's real.
Yeah, Jericho wins in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just a squish.
I didn't quite understand it. It's like, was it supposed to be a tune-up? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but Joey bled.
Yep.
Red equals green, but I don't know about this time.
Yeah.
Jericho's beating the shit out of him. I don't even know what else. Orange Cassidy runs in.
So Sonny comes after Orange.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy runs in. They gang up on him. Sonny Kiss runs in and murders Jericho with that forearm. I was like, that ruled. And then Hager just decides to be like, I'm going to break your neck now.
Right. That was a good forearm.
It was. It wasn't
a Vince Gerard to Stokely Hathaway.
No.
It's a big Stoke forearm, but it was a good forearm.
You know what? That just made me miss Big Baby Bivens.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, guy from that tag team that fucked that up. Dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Orange opens up after Orange fights him off, opens up the backpack and he just has a new pair of sunglasses.
and bubbly.
And bubbly. Oh, yeah, the bubbly pours it out.
Yep. Jericho gets real mad.
Of course, because, hey, any spilled alcohol of his, it's a fucking
Right.
problem.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give Orange Cassidy some credit here because you open a bottle of champagne, that cork doesn't always come out. The champagne doesn't always spray out like that. He did it expert at what he did.
OC's popped some bottles
Right.
before,
You can't have a weak flow coming out of your bit of the bubbly and impress anybody. You know what I mean? You need powerful. You need a good hard shot out of that bottle, and he got it. So
He's an expert at it.
he really is.
Sammy comes for his picture-in-picture. I think I went and got a drink or something during this.
Matt Hardy stuff.
Yeah, so Matt Hardy, great. Taz arrives wearing shorts. He must have heard your shit talk last week.
He hemmed him up the wrong way, though.
Yeah, he had him a little too high this week.
Yeah.
He's with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks.
Yeah. What happened was somebody probably dropped him off at the Taylor Forum, and they were like, "Just look him up online. You'll know what size he is." And they made him these pants because they were like, "He's 4'3", and they're like, "Oh no, these are shorts."
God damn it. He tells Darby to wake up because Starks is going to kill him, and he's dead meat. Mm-hmm. And then out comes Lance Archer and Jake. And Jake...
Can we talk about Jake for a second?
Jake said something about busting a nut. I know
that. He said something, and I don't know if he called him a squirrel or something. And then
a squirrel just trying to get a nut?
And then he said, "You won't bust a nut when we're around?" And I was like, Jake... Let's
listen. It's Jake Roberts. He can say whatever he wants.
I guess so. The fuck is this chocolate?
You want to play 21? I got 22.
You want blackjack? I got one of those too. Yeah, it was weird, but
DDT. God damn. Yeah, and then like,
as long as he doesn't motion to remove his pants on an AEW pay-per-view, I think we're good.
Yeah, and put a snake's head out of his fucking dick.
Right.
Taz warns him about getting into the ring.
Yeah.
Lance comes in, and they're about to fight. Out comes the God, Eddie Kingston, with his crew.
Yeah.
Which I think they're officially calling Penta Zero M now. They started doing that a little bit, I think, when Pentagon was in Lucha Underground because of some sort of copyright shit.
Oh, okay.
I noticed the past 2 weeks they've called him that, so who fucking knows?
Okay.
Eddie was like, we get it. Like, Jake's the legend, we get it, Taz.
Yeah.
And I love that he goes, this show's live, boys, we better hurry this up.
Yeah.
I was like, good on you, King.
Listen,
you're the fucking man.
King versus Taz, like, microphone battle. I mean, again, you're never going to get Taz in shape. And he's so broken down and beat up anyway, he can't do another match. But, God, Kingston versus Taz? Give me a time machine.
I fucking wish. Eddie calls Lance a tough dude, but he's not tougher than him.
Right.
Says Taz used to be around killers, now you're around big for nothing machines.
Yep.
I'm like, God damn it, you're the best at this.
Right.
Eddie doesn't know whether to take Ricky out on a date or fight him. Taz tries cutting him off. Ricky attacks Lance and does nothing. It's like a weird forearm. And then a cavalcade of everybody gets in the fucking ring.
There's a big old brouhaha.
And for some reason, we go picture in picture with this and end up on the other side of the break with everyone still brawling.
Yes.
After Eddie was done talking, I hated this.
Yeah.
I
hated
this.
They cut to like a Dark Order segment in the middle of it too, which is weird. Yeah. I'm glad they're building this battle royal and trying to make it seem important, but it was just shot really poorly. It could have been way better.
Yeah, like it just
define the story you're going to tell in the battle royal. There's going to be a lot of just casualties and fodder, but then define the story you're going to tell when you get in there. Who's Kingston going to square off against? Who, what's his? Is it going to be his squad versus Taz's squad? Like that sort of stuff. Like who's going to square off?
Like they established like who the main players are to look at, which is typical WWE. Like you always do that for the Royal Rumble. That's the build. It makes sense. It's just what you do. But I don't know, like just having like randoms run in like from the crowd. Right. Some of them looked terrible. Didn't know how to fucking. I don't know. Didn't look like they were doing. Or got nervous. Yeah. It was too long.
Yeah, it was very long. Who do you think wins this battle royal? I guess we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later.
We have a little, like you said, randomly a fucking Dark Order promo during this. where Dustin and QT and the Warlord are talking about how they're fighting
Yeah,
them.
what a weird match that is now too.
Because they're all
defending Cody.
well,
Cody's
like they said,
hurt.
they're like, oh, like we're not blood, but we're still
Right.
family.
Yeah, family. Yeah, so
And
it's
Cardona with the "I don't even work here, bro."
yeah,
line.
it's the Warlord, Dustin, and the Thorazine Kid versus the Dark Order. The man Gravity remembers.
Next up, we have making her AEW debut, Thunder Rosa.
Yes, not signed. They kind of clarified that. Like they're just Tony and Billy Corgan know each other, and they're gonna do some of these working together kind of things every now and then.
See, it's weird though because Ricky Starks is signed.
Yeah,
And
well,
he has an NWA contract, and now Eddie Kingston's signed.
Kingston had left though. I think.
Did
prior.
he?
Yeah.
Okay. See, after that one Cornette comment, I
stopped watching too.
NWA.
I was watching just for Eddie Kingston, but then
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
And then the whoever else was running it made another comment. Like,
Yeah.
I was out.
So it was Thunder Rosa going up against Serena Deeb.
Yes.
Do you know who Serena Deeb is?
I looked her up because it
Okay.
sounded familiar, and I did see she was in NXT and stuff for a little bit and floated around a bunch of other places.
She was also in CM Punk's Straight Edge Society, if you remember that.
Oh.
She was the one where they shaved her head bald in the ring. That was her.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
So she's been around a long time.
Yeah. She's the second most popular woman to shave her head to join a evil society. The first being Malpractice.
God damn you. All right. So the match goes 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Thunder Rosa wins.
Yes. I have 1.5 million problems with this match from top to bottom.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Before, because I fucking knew you were going to. Like I said, I wasn't on Twitter, so I didn't read anything, but I knew it. Why you have this go as long as it did,
Right?
and as competitive as it was? Like, listen, if this was like next week, or if Thunder Rosa, this is like her second or third match on
Right.
TV, I get it. Absolutely. Serena Deeb's no joke. She's been around a long time, which I did a good job of like letting you know, like, hey, she's been around a long time.
Yeah.
She's not a joke. But to have it go this fucking long,
Yeah.
and like this competitive,
Right.
like, what are you doing, guys?
Right. It's for all that Deeb is, you know, she's still her first match in AEW. I had to look her up to know who she was.
Is she an agent with the company?
I don't know.
Because I thought I remember seeing her in like a video package they did for something.
Okay.
I don't know if she's an
don't
agent
know.
or not, but
So Thunder Rosa's there. She's NWA champion. That carries a lot of weight. She's challenging pay-per-view.
Does it?
Well, it carries a name.
it carries a name, yeah.
She's wrestling at a pay-per-view a few days after this for the AEW title. You want to make her look strong, right?
Absolutely. you
And
do.
she's a long match where she gets beat up for most of it by someone who doesn't hold the title, whose first match is in AEW, who doesn't have a ton of prestige. Why does she get to challenge Sheeta? Why should Sheeta give a shit? Why should Sheeta even have a tough time against her? This match did worse for Thunder Rosa than anything else.
Yeah.
She should have came out and beat somebody up so she looked like a threat. And it even could have been a name. You could have put somebody we've seen before in this match and have Thunder Rosa beat him up to make her look strong going into that match against Sheeta. Instead, it's WWE style booking, and she just looks like crap because you also didn't, for whatever reason, want to drop Serena Deeb anywhere. So Thunder Rosa's going into this pay-per-view for nothing.
It could have been 3.5, 4 minutes,
Right.
like her versus Kylan King or something.
Right. Somebody we've seen that she can dominate. But no. But whatever. The other problem I have is good old JR.
Oh man.
So I'm watching this with my wife because she hasn't gone to bed yet. And by the grace of God,
Shocking.
she's paying
that's
attention.
That's a shocker.
She's paying attention to wrestling with me. In the middle of the match, JR says something to get her to pay attention. And he says, "It's going to get me in a lot of trouble, but it's a good match for a women's match."
Was this the one? It was in this match where he's like, you know, they're not just play fighting.
Yeah.
They're not going to scream if they break a nail.
Right.
Like women.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, what?
So
the
that's how he
fuck?
starts the match. So that happens, and Michelle perks up a little and is like, "What did he just say?" And I'm like, he thinks he gets in trouble for calling women's matches, but really he gets in trouble for saying stupid shit about women. As a big woman.
Yeah, big woman.
What he
yeah.
says about Statlander every time. And like, Statlander's, she's larger than the competitors, but like he treats her like she's like I don't like she's Haystacks Calhoun. It doesn't make any fucking sense. So like, and he always makes those comments. Oh, we're getting in trouble for this. No, you're not. Call it real. He's like, for a women's match. No, it's just a good. If it's a good wrestling match, just call it as a good wrestling match. And like him saying that and me bitching about it does fulfill his prophecy. But he opens up this match when they lock up. He goes, "Oh, strong lock up there." And he goes, "They're not afraid to break a nail." And it's like, what the fuck, JR? Stop. If you want to help legitimize women's wrestling, start treating it like wrestling.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of women on your roster and a ton of women on other rosters around the. Impact has a great fucking women's division.
You know what? So I saw like that. Like somebody tweeted that out on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like their women's division, and I was like, they're fucking right.
Right. NXT has the best division in wrestling in their women's division.
Yeah.
There's good women wrestlers all over. You go to the indies and you see wrestlers that are really good. Faye Jackson got ranked real high in the PWI 500.
Oh, really?
She did.
Good.
Like in the I think the mid 100s somewhere.
Still,
like, it's great.
That's fucking cool, man.
Right.
I mean, say what you will about it and whatever, but
Right.
it's still cool.
So start legitimizing it by not treating it like bullshit. Like, I know plenty of guy wrestlers out there that would be afraid to break a nail. So come on. Like, just start calling it right. And I'm like, this match wasn't very good anyway. I thought it was too long. I have a ton of problems with that.
It wasn't very.
But the commentary doesn't help.
Well, and it was like the classic, like we talk about, where they're pointing out the flaws in the match,
Right. Stop.
which wrestling all around, like, stop fucking doing that.
Taz does that all the fucking time, and it kills me. But
I kind of laugh when Taz does it, though. Like when that time with Janela fell right on his ass.
But yeah, JR bothers me, and I was like, they should just fucking mute him during women's matches. He just let him think he's calling it, and just mute his mic, because he's never gonna do anything to elevate the match. He's never gonna do anything to help women's wrestling, which still has. I mean, Twitter proves to us every fucking day that women's wrestling still has people out there that hate it and disrespect it and don't want to fucking see it. And those people are stupid.
Yeah.
I will show you women's matches that are way tougher and way more hard hitting
Pain Pigs this week
than any
fuck
male match you've seen. But like JR just doesn't do anything that across the board these days. He doesn't elevate talent in any way. So I don't know how anybody thinks he's as great as he once was, because he never elevates talent anymore. He talks more about himself than he does anything else.
It seems like the JR conversation comes up every few months.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's like he says something like real fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It kind of backs down, and now again, like,
the industry's left him
really
behind.
Fucking stupid.
I don't know what he brings to a show. I don't know a single viewer that he brings. I don't know.
It's a name.
I don't know what ass he puts in a seat.
It's a name.
So, he's under contract, but just walk him off. Get him out of there.
Yeah, because I can
Put
imagine
him in talent relations or something. Give him a good cushy position somewhere. He's not a bad guy to have around. Have him come out every now and then. But having him do entire shows, he doesn't have the stamina for a whole show. He gets lost. He doesn't know how to call matches, and he doesn't elevate the talent.
even like a talent relations though, like, do you really need him there?
No, but just
you know what I mean.
Just
listen,
Queen of England him. Just put him somewhere with a title that he can be happy. Give him an office and just let him twiddle his thumbs.
Like talent relations back when he was running it was way different than the world is now.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could go on fucking Twitter. See a random indie match gets a buzz. Oh, who's this guy? Oh, what's his contact? Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
No, I get it. But pay him some money. Give him the Queen of England role. Pay him some money. Let him sit in the back and be horny on Twitter, and just not bother my wrestling show.
My man does get horny on me, and that's for sure. After this, Moxley cuts a promo about MJF. Mm-hmm. Basically, trial by fire, kill or be killed. Like, you talked a lot of shit. Now you got to. Here we go. Like, now you're gonna have to face the music. So. And he says, he goes, everything you've done up until now, that's been the easy part. Mm-hmm. Which, good promo. I mean, the guy, he cuts good fucking promos. That's his very strong suit. Shivani is interviewing Big Swole, who calls Britt trash. Mm-hmm. Someone who clearly was Reba.
Yeah, very obviously.
Comes walking up with a pizza, and Swole instantly's like, yeah, I know who this is. And then Britt beats the shit out of her with a crutch.
Yes.
And then pulverizes her with pizza.
Uh-huh.
And what the fuck is her the lockjaw? Is that her finisher?
Yeah.
Puts it on that while I heard I already know what you're going to talk about, though, out of all of this.
Yeah. Just
I just know.
mute his microphone for the whole show.
I almost texted you when he said it and go, really, dude?
The women's match, I was like, just mute him for women's matches. And 30 goddamn seconds later, JR screams, "Holy pepperoni." I was like, just mute it all together. Just get him off my TV. Holy pepperoni. Just get him off my TV.
Holy pepperoni.
Stop it. Just get him out of here.
Holy pepperoni.
He's
indeed.
embarrassing himself. He's ruining his legacy. He's embarrassing AEW. It's a goddamn disaster.
Holy pepperoni indeed.
Mongo McMichaels on commentary would not even say holy pepperoni.
Don't you disparage Mongo. Here comes Mongo. All right. Anyway.
Garbage. Good God. Holy pepperoni. Get the fuck out of here, JR.
Main event time.
Ugh.
John Moxley going up against one Mr. Mark Sterling, Smart Mark, Silver Balls, whatever you'd like to call him.
Okay. Do people call him silver balls?
That's the major pod.
That's weird. Yeah. Is that because he's a gray haired gentleman?
Yeah, and they have like a Manscaped thing, and they're like, "Oh, your silver hair to match your silver balls."
Okay.
And there was like a thing with like he had an old picture with an earring with like like those like half loop earrings with the silver balls.
Yeah, the little capture ball thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he is now silver balls.
Okay. Weird.
You kind of figure how the fuck this is gonna go.
Yeah.
Moxley just beats the shit out of him. Hits him with the paradigm shift. It went the match itself went less than 5. Smart Mark, Moxley just toying with him and, whatever. After the match, you knew it was coming. Wardlow just beats the fucking shit out of Moxley.
Right.
MJF comes out with his walker, which, he's magically healed. He gets in the ring, starts beating up Moxley as well, busts him open. Screams in the camera, "You wanted violence, you got it." Which I thought, again, good line.
So
I don't know. It's just
Moxley's bleeding.
It's just fucking telegraph. Like it's telegraphed. And part of that is like you and I have been watching wrestling so long. Sometimes the fun gets taken out of it.
But I will say that the thing with Mark Sterling, my complaint about it is. It was goofy, but not fun. Everything about it was real goofy. The lead up before, like kicking him, getting him out of the locker room, all that stuff. Him in there, him
wearing like the padded shirt.
Yeah, him wearing the padded shirt and stuff. Like all of that. Like, granted, it's not something I want to see. It's actually this whole thing that they've been doing is actually something AEW promised they wouldn't be doing.
Yeah,
which is a big thing. Like this is like Shane McMahon kind of shit that they said they wouldn't be doing. And they do. But if it was fun, I could have got away with it. And I think they mistook goofy for fun. And I didn't feel it was fun. It was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, look at that. This is goofy. Haha. Like the only thing they didn't do was like strip him down to like his bikini cut briefs and embarrass him in that way. They didn't Howard Finkel him. Yeah. So it is what it is. We all knew it was coming. It's not like, Smart Mark was going to do anything. They're too concerned about rankings to, have Sterling get have Wardlow interfere and Sterling get the pin for Moxley to walk in the pay-per-view extra pissed off. They're not going to do that kind of thing. And the rankings, I think, is the only thing holding that back because otherwise they just do that. Why not? But they don't do that. They don't do like screw job losses or anything because that'll affect the rankings too much and they put too much value into them. But yeah, it was what it was.
Yeah, I mean the beatdown was fine. Like it was like that classic, like all of a sudden, like kind of chicken shit heels. Like I'm gonna take advantage and let the vicious side come out. Which Flair used to do that. Right. You know what I mean? Like it used to happen. So
right, and I don't think Sterling did a bad job. I just think it was poorly planned.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of Dynamite.
That was.
So let's talk NXT Super Tuesday, which not really a ton to talk about because there was one really long match. But we're kicking it off. Wade Barrett's back on commentary, which I think he's going to be. I think they offered him a contract. Good. He's good at commentary.
He's a good talker.
Yeah, he's very good.
He's a dude they mistreated, and they really shouldn't have.
They fucking really did. So. Oh, it bums me out.
Yeah.
We're starting this off with a street fight, and I instantly got excited because Legado del Fantasma came out, jeans,
Not wearing
knee
gear.
pads over the jeans,
Ready for a street
ready
fight.
to fucking fight.
The way you're supposed to do a
I was
street
like,
fight.
these guys get it.
Yep.
Then this is why they're fucking awesome. I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Going up against Swerve Scott and Breezango. Breezango's wearing their normal gear, but Swerve even come out wearing like the t-shirt most of the time, like ready for a fight, which is cool. Match itself goes about 12 minutes. Breezango gets the win after Scott hits Escobar with that like sick looking driver thing.
Right.
It's a cool move. I don't know the name of it or anything.
Yeah. What do I love about that?
What do you love about what?
That the about the end of that match.
That he pinned the champ?
The champ takes a pin in a non-title tag match to help build the feud.
Yeah.
Something AEW doesn't fucking do.
But yeah, Legado del Fantasma continues to be fucking killer.
They're great.
I felt a little weird because like it's a street fight and you miss certain spots because of commercials,
Yeah, and
which
like
sucks.
focusing on the wrong guy here and there.
Yeah, which
It's all right though.
But
It was
yeah,
still
the
pretty
match,
fun.
I enjoyed the shit out of it.
did.
I love Legado del Fantasma. They're
Yes.
phenomenal.
I do have one very minor complaint about this match, and it's not even about the match. It's also a commentary complaint by Beth Phoenix, who they don't show on camera anymore.
She's home.
Oh, really? She's doing commentary from
Mara
home?
was doing the same thing.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, they do because their shows are taped.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
So they do the commentary from home.
But is she just like working in with those guys, or so they all three of them do the commentary after?
I don't know if they do it after.
Or
they might.
she's
they
just,
might.
like,
they might.
Skyped in
Yeah,
live.
she's probably Skyped in.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
cool. Fandango puts the ladder over his head.
And doesn't do the Terry Funk.
Well, but he does. He does like a couple spins with it and stuff. He doesn't do like the straight run or whatever. But Beth called it a unique ladder attack, and I was like, no, it wasn't.
Damn you, Beth
Right.
Phoenix.
I was like, come on. Let's go. Terry Funk has like a proxy on Twitter now. Let's get with the times, Beth Phoenix.
Isn't it crazy?
It is. It's awesome.
I love Terry.
Terry Funk answered a question of mine the other day, and I couldn't be happier.
Did you cry?
No.
Almost.
I mean, I'm crying most days anyway, but
Wow.
yep. I mean, it's true.
Welcome to DJ's depression.
Right.
All right.
That was a twist. Oh, but yeah, no, I really like this match. Legado del Fantasma, very quickly becoming my favorite thing to see on these shows.
Seriously, I'm right there with you.
Especially a show like this. More on that later.
Tegan Knox video package talking about like her history with Candice LeRae, which I never knew anything like that they had. It was always like Tegan and Dakota.
Yeah.
Nobody was ever like, oh hey, Candice. Like, so it's weird.
Okay. Well, whatever.
But yeah, next match we get the aforementioned Candice LeRae against Casey Catanzaro.
Yes.
3 minutes. Candice wins by the Super Dragon curb stomp.
Yes.
Thank God.
I thought Casey looked good though. I thought she did some cool stuff. She's still super green, but they're giving her some like quick little lucha stuff to do, and she's doing a fine enough job with it.
I like Candice being pissed off though.
Yeah.
Like she's a lot more interesting. Now.
Yeah, mean Candice is way more interesting than whiny mean Gargano.
Afterwards, she wants to talk. She says, gets on the mic, wants to talk things over with Tegan.
Yeah.
Invites her to the house for dinner. So,
Great.
So I'm sure we'll have that next week. Backstage, Rhea cuts a promo. She's sick of Mercedes Martinez, and that we need to have a cage match.
Why?
I thought the same thing. I was like, it didn't get to that yet.
Nope.
You haven't even had a single
build to a cage
normal
match.
Yeah.
Is this not professional wrestling? You build to a cage match. I don't understand. You have a regular match, then you have a small gimmick, then you blow it off in the cage.
Yeah.
You don't jump right to cage
Yeah, you just
match.
don't go right to the cage, like unless like I don't know, you shoot her puppy or something. Like then you go to a cage. But like
you can't skip to a triple dog dare, and you don't go right to the cage.
These are just simple rules of life.
It's just what it is. You don't tug on Superman's cape either.
You don't piss in the wind.
Exactly.
Next match we have Bronson Reed.
Colossal Bronson Reed.
I'm telling you, I came around on him.
They dropped the thick boy.
Thank fucking God. Going up against Timothy Thatcher.
Yes.
At first when I saw this, I'm like, man, this is going to be like a weird clash of styles. It went like 5 minutes. It fucking worked. I thought it was a good match. Thatcher won. I kind of wish they had a little more time.
Yeah, poor Bronson Reed. New nickname, new music, and a loss.
Well, because it was outside interference by one of the member of the Redacted Club.
The member of the Redacted.
Scumbag.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I actually enjoyed I enjoyed the match. I was like, It was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, what this does is it moves Thatcher up to become a little more like mainstream, main eventer sort of thing, a little more important. And then Bronson gets to shift over to a match with Redacted.
Yeah, like I thought Thatcher was like getting thrown around pretty, like bumping around good, but still, like if he gets a hold of one of your limbs, it's like he's gonna fucking kill you. You know.
Somebody got in Bronson's ear and was like, "Hey,
get mean."
Yeah, get mean. Stop trying to be happy. Stop trying to be fun.
Wrestle like a big dude.
Let's wrestle you like let's let you wrestle like a big dude. We'll give you a cooler name.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of Thick Boy, and maybe you can start killing people for real.
Yeah, get mean, dude.
Yeah.
Mercedes Martinez accepts for his challenge for next week. Great.
Yes.
All right, main event time.
So I stopped. I watched the first hour of this Tuesday, and then I was like, I'm not sitting through an Iron Man match right now, because I had Dark to watch. Or no, I watched Dark first, but either way, it was late, and I was like, I'm not doing an Iron Man match now. So I watched this after AEW yesterday on Wednesday, sort of normal.
So for the NXT Championship, a 4-way Iron Man match: Adam Cole, Bebe, Finn Balor, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa.
Yes.
Guess how long this went?
An hour.
Very good. Proud of you.
Thank you. I mean, it had to.
Well, that's very, very good, DJ. I'm glad you pick up on things. Proud of you.
Listen,
I know it's 11:45.
Listen, every now and then I get something right.
The way this match ends, in a draw. So it leaked out like earlier on Tuesday how it ends. Like, and I read it.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, like weird, but I want to see how they get there.
So I'll tell you this: I didn't watch it, but I saw the spoiler and read it because I don't care if the match is good. I don't care who wins it. It's like spoilers are fine. I was at my local comic establishment this week, hanging out with Mr. Joe Sposto, and the proprietor of said comic book store is a wrestling fan, but older school wrestling fan. We talk AWA a lot, stuff like that. But he saw this was happening, and he knows these names. He's familiar with what's going on. He's like, I know these 4 guys. They're very talented guys from what he's seen. He's like, I'm going to tune in and watch this because it's an Iron Man match. It's an hour-long one. That's cool. This hasn't been done before. And he was like, you would think if they make me invest an hour in a match, they'd want to have payoff. He goes, isn't that what wrestling's supposed to do? And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I didn't like it. Most people didn't like it. So, like me, lifelong wrestling fan, current wrestling fan, him, watched wrestling for a very long time, but is, here and there, spotty at best. He also didn't like it. Like, it's just not, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. Don't make me invest an hour for nothing.
The match itself I actually liked.
Put me to sleep.
Well, it's an hour long.
Fell asleep.
You fall asleep at the like the snap of a finger.
I fall asleep at boring wrestling matches. Yes, that's true.
It wasn't bad. From what I read, they gave him like 24 hours notice to be like, oh, hey, by the way, tomorrow you're wrestling a 60-minute Iron Man match, which made sense because a lot of the spots were a lot of laying around and wait on the outside.
Yeah, my biggest problem is that the way they had it structured, and that makes sense. I hadn't realized it was taped, but there was only really ever 2 guys in a ring at a time. The one guy would take a powder, another guy come in, those 2 would wrestle, the other guy take a powder, another guy come in. They didn't really do a ton of 4-person in the ring stuff.
Now, listen, the tie finish kind of sucks. I don't like it. During the last 10 seconds, though, I was like,
Yeah.
Like, if I didn't know what was going to happen, I would have been like, whoa.
That last pinfall was timed very well.
Yeah, they did a great job
very
on that.
well.
But yeah, there's a tie, which makes it feel pointless, which sucks.
It makes it pointless.
They announced that next week it will be Finn Balor versus Adam Cole for the NXT title.
Yeah.
Which, I guess it's got to be Balor, right?
I would not bet on that.
I don't know. The Cole just had it forever.
But if they put it back on Cole, they can have him run with it until they reset with Cross again.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how long. But here's the fucking problem. So during the match, there was a point where all 4 were laid out in the ring, and my stupid brain starts, and I'm going, look at all these 4 men in their wrestling panties. There's like no real gimmick to any of them.
Any of them. Yep.
Gargano's the only clear-cut heel.
Yep.
I guess Ciampa after last
Sure.
week. Cole.
Ciampa has the problem. He's too likable. He's overcome too much of
Yep,
the story.
he's too likable.
He's too likable.
Cole.
He's not a heel yet.
Cole's doing the weird tweener thing.
Yep.
Balor's doing the weird tweener thing,
knows
like
what
the
Balor's
anti-hero shit, whatever.
Yeah, right.
And that's why I'm like, so you get to the end and you're like, I don't have a preference.
Right.
There's no burning like, fuck, Balor needs to win. I'm like, if he wins, cool.
Right.
If Cole wins, fine. I don't know. It's weird.
Right. The interjection of somebody lower on the card into this match instead of a Gargano, really, he'd be the most easily one removed. And I know people love him, and I like him a lot too as a wrestler. I don't like this current gimmick, but taking him out and putting a Cameron Grimes or a Bronson Reed, or I don't even know who else they have at the top of the card that they can, or in the middle of the card they can push in. But doing that and having that person get that last minute win to move on makes this match matter more, because it's like, oh shit, there's at least someone in mid card here, maybe somebody with a character. Not that there's a ton of characters on that show. That's why I say Cameron Grimes, and I know I favor him, but at least it's a character, and he's mid card, and this can help elevate him. You're not going to have him win the title, but having him get that last minute, did he actually do this? Maybe he screws somebody over to get that last minute pin, makes it more interesting than just guys who have been there and have stayed there for no real reason. Balor hasn't done shit in NXT lately for him to be in that main event picture to me.
So I get what you're saying. I'll play devil's advocate here.
Son of a bitch.
You put your four biggest names in there, I think.
I get why they did that.
I think
sure.
you have to do that to make it more unpredictable, because there's no clear cut who's going to win this.
Right.
Obviously, without reading spoilers, like I wouldn't have fucking known who was going to win it.
No.
You know? Even like next week, like you said, yeah, like even if you get the mid card guy a chance for next week. Mm-hmm. Are they going to pull a trigger and have the mid card guy win? No.
But if you do it right, people can think they have a chance.
And I get that, but like next week, like I don't know who's going to win. Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like if it could go either way. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Where if it was say like a Cole Grimes, you're going, all right, Cole's going to win.
Of course.
You know. So I could see what you're saying, but I also look at it as like
it's a bigger.
I want more. I guess. I don't know, more uncertainty.
It's a bigger company problem, because those four guys are all they have for the main event.
Oh, and it definitely
There's nobody else.
Listen, they've gotten snake bitten with Cross. That sucks.
Stinks. But even with him, there's only 5 guys that can swing in and out of the main event.
But even with Lee moving up, like you couldn't. So that's 2 guys right there.
Right.
You know, like you can't predict that shit.
Right.
You know, it's
just it. You know,
sucks.
You gotta figure out a way to build the middle talent up. And putting the belt on Punishment Martinez ain't doing that.
And I agree. Like wrestling, you got to build your talent. I agree with you 1,000%.
You got to build your talent, or you're stuck with a 50-year-old Masahiro Chono who can barely walk as your champ.
You're right.
It's just what it is.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to argue that with you at all. You know, I'm with you 100%. Right. I just get for the short term.
Yes,
you gotta go with your big guns.
They're in a bind. They had to figure it out. I get it. Not my pick. Well, half of my pick, I guess. I wouldn't even have had Cole sniffing this title again.
I wouldn't have either. See, but if anything, I would have had Balor Ciampa.
Balor Ciampa. That was that would have been my pick.
That would have been the way to go.
It's a better match. It's a match I don't know that we've seen, at least not recently.
I don't think so. No.
And I think they would just fit a little better. And,
well, like we both said last week,
even promo wise, they'd work off each other a little better.
And we both said last week, like you have Ciampa win this, hold it until Cross comes back, and boom, there's your story.
You got it already.
It's right there. I think we both said last week, don't overthink these things when they're right in front of you.
Right there.
Just do it.
Yep, Occam's razor. The simplest explanation is often the correct one. Just go with the simple thing.
And part of it is, are they nervous about Ciampa?
Sure.
Yeah.
Could be. Sure.
I mean, that's always going to be there,
Right.
you know?
And that's the thing. They have to decide, shit or get off the pot.
And
Are they going to be
I
nervous
agree
with
with
him and never do anything substantial with him? Because that sucks for him.
Well, and then that's the Finn Balor effect from his first
Right.
match.
Right.
I mean, you put the belt on him, he gets hurt no fault of his own,
Right.
and they never trusted him ever again,
Right.
you know?
So, but what do you do? That's unfair to that guy. Those guys who are great talents, who, you know, could be really good with that title. You run that risk. I get it. The championship's important. It's supposed to at least guide your whole show.
Absolutely.
But you know, if Ciampa is there and he's healthy, you can't treat him like he's fragile.
And I do agree with you about that. You are right.
You gotta let him go. And if it is, and we don't know if this is all speculation, but
of course.
But if it is
Purely
that they
fucking
don't,
speculation.
right? If they don't trust him because of his injury, that's unfair to him when he can be bringing so much more to the table. Him, Balor sparring with words back and forth. Balor doing like the I don't watch the industry watches me, and Ciampa being like, just shut up. Like works so much better than cocky heel versus cocky tweener.
And why does the match have to be next week?
Right.
Why can't you build it
Right.
next week, hype it the fuck up, show a little history on
Yes.
listen, you want to fill your show a little bit? Show a little history about them.
Right.
Show how they're both previous champs. Show
Yeah.
how they got there. And then just boom the week after. Do it that way.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Obviously, armchair quarterback in
Right,
it, but
of course.
still, that's just the way I would go.
Yeah.
So that was the end of NXT.
It was.
So let's, real quick, match from each show,
Oh god.
match overall,
Okay.
show overall. The
Man.
disappointment in your voice.
Listen, I didn't hate either of these shows, honestly. I wish they had done things drastically different in certain cases, but it wasn't like I hate these shows. It's just it was one of the weeks where it's hard to pick what was the best because it was all sort of that middle ground. Right?
I'm with you.
It wasn't that there was good stuff, just not a ton of it rose above. And some of it is not the wrestling's fault. Some of it is the direction's fault, the way that the show was shot's fault.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll start with AEW, and I am going to have to say, oh my God, it's so, I don't know.
I have a feeling we're both going to go the same this week.
Well, because, it's 5 matches on AEW. It's got to be the street fight, the fun street fight between Santana and Ortiz and the Best Friends.
Same.
It's got the best story. It is the most fun. The street fight looked good, even though it wasn't a street fight. It started off like the ref had to look away a lot, but it was still fun. It's telling a story that I'm engaged in without any sort of titles. I honestly couldn't care less about the AEW titles right now. They've made sure of that shit. Because they had a show leading into their pay-per-view that we didn't even see the Brody Lee on. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't have a match at the pay-per-view.
right. So what the fuck's the point of the TNT title then?
I know.
What's the point of it?
Well, even in his celebration last week, he said, I'm not defending this every week.
Right. But, like, it's your mid-card title. It was main eventing your shows 3 weeks ago.
Even
Brody Lee's one of the better wrestlers on your roster. You're not going to use him?
I agree. There should be somebody, but even like Santana and Ortiz versus these versus Best Friends.
Yeah.
They don't have a match at the pay-per-view.
Right. Weird.
Yeah.
But the Young Bucks do against
For
against
what
Jurassic
fucking
Express
reason?
just to force them on the card.
Yeah.
That's the shit that pisses me off the most about the Young Bucks. I don't like them as wrestlers, but I know people do. But if you are a Young Buck fan and you don't see how they're forcing themselves onto these cards for no reason because they want to be in the spotlight, that's my biggest problem with them. Is that they push and hold down other talent. They make you think that they're promoting people. You make you think they're putting Private Party over. But Private Party 1 rode that high for a few weeks and then was off goddamn TV. Like they make you think they're doing good for the business and good for the people around them. When in reality, they just want to be at the top. That's all they want.
Yeah.
Anyway, Santana and Ortiz best friends for AEW. To counter that, the street fight between Legado del Fantasma and Breezango and Swerve as the NXT match.
Same.
Because this is the most complete match on NXT. It was the best match by far, but Candice LeRae Casey was a bit of a squash. Bronson Thatcher was good, but too short, and had a member of the Redacted Club in there. And the Iron Man match, it didn't do it for me. Even the ending aside, and knowing like didn't think about this, but knowing that they had like a day to put it together, that's a pretty big feat for them.
That's impressive.
You put those 4 guys in a ring in a match that's never happened before. I'm like, we're gonna go, and they didn't. So because of that, it's got to be the street fight.
I needed a vignette of Old Man Ciampa running through snow while like young Stud Cole's running bleachers.
Right. But Phantasma coming out in the jeans with the knee pads, that's how you do it. That's how you prepare for a street fight. So NXT, that's my match of the night, or match of that show. Match of the night, it is also that. It was the most fun. I love seeing Legado de Phantasma.
I'm right there with you this week.
They're just a ton of fun, man. And, Breezango looking good, Swerve looking good. Champ losing, getting the pin in a tag match is what I like to see. And, God, my show of the night. That's a rough one. Man, I guess it's NXT. Dynamite wasn't bad. For a go-home show, it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
They seem to have an issue with that. They're 2 weeks before their pay-per-views are usually really good.
Yep.
And then the week before, they don't know what to do. So yeah, they did some good stuff, but just forcing that Bucks thing that didn't belong here at all. You could have spent that time building up some other matches. I didn't know that some of these guys didn't have matches on the show, and that really stinks. So that's what it is. NXT for me.
Same.
Yeah,
I'm the same with you right across the board.
Good man.
I know that Iron Man match is gonna sway a lot of people. Either you like it or you don't. Whatever. Right. I don't. It was fine to me. Again, the ending kind of left a sour note, but I want to see more Thatcher Reed.
Yeah.
It was getting going. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
that street fight was fucking fun.
Listen, we're almost at the end of 2020. It's still a few more months, but it's a lot closer than I think I ever realized it was going to be.
It's fucking September already, man.
Bronson Reed is making a strong case for breakout star of the year.
He's turned his shit around. I like it a lot. But yeah, I went NXT this week as well.
Good. Do you have ratings, pal? Because I don't.
I didn't because they didn't go.
Oh, they were head-to-head, so it doesn't matter. Right.
Yeah, I just know NXT drew 800. I think 825.
Yeah.
And then AEW was over 9.
Yeah.
But again, they didn't go head-to-head, so I didn't give a shit.
That's fine. So that's all we'll do then, since I don't know the numbers. Them not being head-to-head has really messed me up. Yeah. And there's a strong possibility that they stay that way because, NXT, WWE likes the ratings boost. They did jump in the top 10 because there was basically no competition. And so, part of me is there's no way WWE admits defeat and is the first to bow down, back away from this.
That's the only thing that I'm
Pride.
there's no fucking way they do it. But if they do, will it be better for wrestling overall? Probably.
Yeah, sure.
But
I think
it's just going to add another night of wrestling.
It could honestly open up both shows to be better because they won't have to worry about each other so much. And whether they say they are or not, they definitely are.
Of course.
So they're trying to counter program against each other. And instead of doing that, just being able to go out and put on the best show they could without having to worry, well, what's going to be on at this time? Can we draw viewers away from a Moxley match? Can we draw, just put on a good show? I think it really could help both.
Yeah, because NXT is going to be on Tuesday again next week.
Yeah.
And listen, we'll see once playoffs and shit are done.
Right.
Who knows? Because I think AEW, they're going to have another week in September where they're getting preempted again. So, these networks, listen, they're always going to put real sports ahead of the wrestling show.
Sure.
It's just the way it fucking is.
Yeah. So, we're going to talk about it and just prepare, just have a plan in place if the Wednesday Night War does in fact come to an end. We'll figure that out. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll figure some stuff out, and we'll just be the show. I'll come up with a funny symbol, and we'll be the show formerly known as the Wednesday Night War.
FKA, baby.
So,
well, before we leave you this week, we do have to run down.
God! All right.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We'll go through it quick.
Okay.
There's 9 matches. One of them is on the pre-show. Okay. The buy-in, I think they call it, right? That's their gimmick. Mm-hmm. So the first one is going to be Britt Baker going up against...
What's this pay-per-view called?
All Out.
All Out, okay.
Britt Baker versus Big Swole in a tooth and nail match.
What does that even mean?
Don't fucking know, but apparently it's going to be filmed within Baker's dentist office.
Really?
That's what I've been...
They're doing a cinematic match? Is
That's
Baker
what I've been
still not
hearing.
healed all the way, maybe?
Maybe not.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to go Baker.
Okay. I mean, she's returning. It's on her home turf. They need Baker to rise up the ranks to face Sheeta. Yeah, it's gonna be the good doctor.
Yeah. Next match. Now this is again match order. I don't know. I'm just going by wiki. Matt
Dewicki?
The Wikipedia. Okay. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in a Broken Rules match.
Okay.
Where if Hardy loses, he must leave AEW.
Really?
So Matt Hardy's winning.
Vince Russo's booking this shit, right?
Oh, dude. Oh,
Does every match other than that Young Bucks one have a stip?
Almost.
Okay, great. Wait, does Matt Hardy leave or does Broken Matt Hardy leave?
It just says if Hardy loses, he must leave AEW. So he's going to win.
Yeah, but that does shit for Sammy.
I agree with you. Unless it was a short-term contract.
I'm saying Sammy just to hope and pray, fingers crossed that they do something right.
All right, tag match, because why the fuck not? Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks. Young Bucks. 8-man tag team match to fight for the honor of Cody Rhodes. We have the team of the Dark Order, which is Brody Lee, Colt Cabana, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson, going up against the ragtag group of Scorpio Sky, the Natural Nightmares, and Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
The fucking broski.
I'm going to say the Nightmare Family and adjacent, with Cardona getting the pin. Giving Broski the big Winsky.
I'm going to go Dark Order.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Because it doesn't matter.
Because it doesn't matter. The 21 participant casino battle royale, where the winner will receive a future AEW World Championship match. Do you want me to run through?
No, I don't, because I'm voting with my heart here, and I'm going Eddie Kingston for the win.
Okay. I'm going to go Austin Gunn. No.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What a pick that would be. Dark Horse pick, put your money down.
I'm going to go with...
They're all tag guys.
I'll say Eddie as well.
Okay.
Because
I think they're all tag guys.
Darby's got his shit with Starks. Archer's going to have his shit with Cage.
Right.
Pentagon, Phoenix, Butcher, and Blade. It's just... oh, God, if it's Sean Spears.
Kingston's going to force everybody, all his cronies, to pair off against the other guys to keep them off of him. He's going to take advantage. Become
the Butcher a crony.
Well, become the biggest heel in the company and go for that title.
I would love it. Oh, my God.
They're all tag guys otherwise.
Oh.
To me, it just makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I'm with you. Singles match for the AEW Women's World Title: Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa. Women Shida.
Gotta be.
It has to be.
I actually think that Rosa's pretty good.
Oh, I do too. But
it's got to be Shida.
You got to build her up.
Got to.
I would, even though they don't put her on TV.
Well, they don't put any women on TV because JR's afraid they're going to break a nail.
Yeah.
Sassafras.
Tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team Titles. Kenny Omega and Hangman Page against FTR with Titty Blanchard.
Titty Blanchard. Living here on Enterthin and Titty Blanchard.
I'm going to say this is finally the end of this saga. I'm going to go FTR.
Okay.
I don't know who's going to turn on who with Omega and Page.
Well, but the Young Bucks also haven't given Page his
give him
revenge,
the receipt.
right? So then that turns Omega on the Bucks also, or vice versa.
Again, who hates who? I don't fucking know anymore.
Right. But I also agree with you. It's got to go on FTR. We got to get
You
those
would
belts
think.
interesting and wrestled for every week.
I think it's got to It has to, right?
Yeah.
All right. In a Mimosa Mayhem match where the match can be won by pinfall, submission, or throwing the opponent into a vat of mimosa, we have Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, OC.
All
It's
the
gotta
fucking
be.
way.
So one,
this is the...
it's a rubber
I was
match.
waiting.
2, Jericho needs to make up for that horrible mousetrap mistake that he made.
3, Jericho, any chance he gets to get thrown into alcohol,
Right.
he's going to take
Right.
it.
He's gonna have a straw in his pocket. He's gonna drink the whole thing.
Alcohol!
That's right. Who likes tequila? Yeah. OC all the way. Hit me up on Twitter for more of my Paul Stanley impression.
Yes, please. All right.
You have to be very familiar with Kiss Alive and the song called Gin, but I've been told it's a very good Paul Stanley impression.
It's so fucking good. I wish I could do it. It's so fucking good. All right.
Is there anything else?
The main event.
That's not the main event? What kind of travesty is that? Oh, Mox.
Well, there you go. For the AEW World title, where Mox is banned from using the Paradigm Shift.
So he's just going to win with the Gotch
Moxley
style
versus
pile driver.
MJF.
It's Mox.
Oh God, I'm gonna say Mox. I hope they don't put it on MJF. But yeah, I can see him winning with a Gotch.
Yeah.
Little shout out to the
Yeah, I
homie
think so.
Minoru.
I think so.
But yeah, that's Saturday.
No Brandy match? I guess she
don't put that in
Well,
the
so I
atmosphere.
guess she's coming out with the extended Nightmare family, and against I'm sure her and Anna Jay are going to square off in the ring and do something horrible.
Just don't.
Okay.
Don't put that into the world, please.
All right. Well, usually we pick the same, and we're pretty close here. We got 2 differences, so we can still tie on this one, but we'll see what happens. Last time we were terrible.
Oh yeah, we were pretty bad, weren't we?
Real bad at that NXT show.
That's good though. I
it's
don't want to
great.
fucking
Surprise me.
Yeah, I'm about that life.
Yeah, just
so
do good things, not dumb things.
yes.
Don't surprise
There
me
you
with
go.
dumb things. Surprise me with good things.
All right. So that's it. for
That
this
is it.
week. I guess we're watching All Out on Sunday, right? Because
Yeah.
we have some other business to attend
We're going
to.
to be at Camp Blood at the Mahoning Drive-In.
AKA, I'm throwing a birthday party and you're all invited to Mahoning
Yes.
to watch horror movies.
But it's sold out, so hopefully you already got your
VIP
tickets.
exclusive, dude.
Wow.
If I didn't invite you, tough shit.
So, yeah, we're going to be there. So we will cover the pay-per-view, but it will be Sunday night at some point. Not super late because we'll probably be watching it at a reasonable-ish hour. Mostly because my wife Michelle wants to watch the Mimosa Mayhem and maybe weigh in.
Because she booked it.
And she may weigh in on the show about what she thought of it.
She booked it.
She did book it. That's true. She figured that shit out before everybody. That being said, we'll talk to you all, or well, you'll hear from us on Sunday.
Yeah.
But before that, check us out on the interwebs at Wednesday War Pod on Twitter, WednesdayNightWarPodcast.com to find the show. But if you're listening to this, you already found it. So just tell a friend to go there. What else? What else do we have? Soon to be named network, our podcasting home away from home. Our podcasting home. I don't know why it's away from anywhere. At STBN Network, soon to be named network.com. Our friends there, Final Wrestling Place. What else we got? At Odds with Wrestling, Longbox Heroes, and then adjacent network friends, Pod Van Dam, so on and so forth. I don't know who's on the network or not. I say this all the time. I'm a terrible network member.
So you're bad at networking?
I am. I'm horrible at
Look
networking.
at that shit.
I am. But anyway, visit those things.
Listen, don't forget about Porch Talk.
Porch Talk is the greatest podcast to ever exist.
I agree with that. Easily. I don't even have to say it.
But go to Soon to Be Named Network. They have all the posts up. Even if someone from not in the network is featuring someone who is in the network, they'll be posted there. I may have a guest spot or 2 lined up
really?
for myself on some different shows
You have to
or
fill me in.
different show. But yeah, it's a while off. But anyway, so go there, check those guys out. They're friends. We love them all. And is that it? Did I hit everything? Personals.
Well, you could check out our homeboys at the Pod That Dreaded Sundown.
Ooh.
They are going to be
Right.
I think they're only picking one Friday the 13th movie to review.
And they picked 6 like dummies.
I mean,
I love 6, but it's no 4.
what is?
Nothing.
What is though? That's you could have went with that, but
At least they didn't pick 7. That is true. I was describing Friday the 13th Part 7 to someone today at work about how it's Jason
sorry.
battling a telekinetic girl with basically Jason enters a room and then like a toaster sloppily floats across the screen and hits him in the head.
Is that the worst Friday the 13th?
No.
Jason Goes to Hell?
Jason Goes to Hell
Okay.
is worse.
Remember watching it at the drive-in
Yeah,
last
it's
year?
terrible.
It was the last movie of the weekend, and
Yeah.
we're like, God fucking damn it.
Yeah, it's so bad. Jason Takes Manhattan is pretty bad, but I love it so very much.
Same. I'm the
So,
same way.
Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell is definitely the worst. What a piece of shit.
But yeah, they're doing part 6, so shout out to them. We'll be seeing them this weekend. Our very good homeboys there.
Yes.
But yeah, personals, you could find me at BrettXEdge570.
Whoa.
I've been kind of taking a little bit of a Twitter hiatus.
Because you're smart.
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
living life a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
trying a little bit more. That's why half the shit I was just like, oh, that happened. I didn't I don't know. Just trying. Why
Right.
not? I tweet about the Flyers. That's it.
There you go.
That's about fucking it. Game 7, bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to talk to me, if I'm on, talk to me about the Flyers.
Okay.
Talk to me about wrestling. Talk to me about horror movies because I can't get enough.
Right. You can find me at the Doge, TheDooge. And if you would all out there in internet land want to do me a favor, log on to Twitter, sign up for Twitter, create a burner for Twitter, and settle the argument I had between myself and the Boar today.
Oh, what are you getting into it with the boar?
He said Taco Bell was not a good fast food
Oh,
restaurant.
come on, boar.
And the guy he is bigger than me. He's a genuine hoss. I'm a broken down hoss. I'm slightly larger than
Did
the
anybody
world's
back that
smallest
opinion?
hoss. Yes.
Who?
Joe Sposto.
You're kicked out of the neighborhood, Joe.
Right.
That's it.
It's just what
Sorry.
it is. It's just what it is.
No more Mr. Softy truck for you, buddy.
So this weekend I will be visiting Taco Bell twice, and I promised the board that I will dedicate my Taco Bell visits to him.
We should send the boar some pictures of our Taco Bell.
Right. So that's an argument. So sign up.
Did he fucking say he hates peanut butter too or some shit?
Yeah,
Like,
I guess so. Yeah. So
God
log
damn,
in,
come
sign
on,
up,
man.
create a burner, and settle the argument about Taco Bell being quite possibly the best fast food. And the Taco Bell we go to,
the Cadillac of fast food.
the Lamborghini of fast food.
like guest of the show, Doug says, why drive a Chevy when you can drive a Cadillac?
That's right. And the Taco Bell we go to shares a building with Arby's. So,
AKA heaven.
right. It's perfect. So to settle that argument, that's what I'm up to on Twitter. Other than just yelling about how they need to get a mute button on JR's microphone.
Also, this weekend, if you're not going to the Mahoning for Camp Blood, if you would,
And I would assume most of you aren't.
chances are you're not. If you are, though, come say hello,
Right.
but please stay distant while
Yes.
doing it. IndependentWrestling.tv. Use the promo code Mortis. It'll get you 5 days free. Mm-hmm. They announced the new series that they're doing this week. Did you see it? Did you hear about this? Did you read about this?
Camp Leapfrog.
No.
That's a thing. That's real. I didn't make that up. It debuted last night.
All right. Well,
I don't know what it's
you're
about.
going to have to fill me in. 'Cause
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's Camp Leapfrog.
No, it's the Masked Wrestler.
Yes, I did see that.
All
too.
right. Featuring one of the judges, Chris Statlander.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be on it.
Oh,
so.
that's cool. AEW's not stopping her from doing that.
No,
crap?
so she's going to be on it. I guess a former VH1 reality contestant on I Love New York and current wrestler Mr. Brickster.
Okay.
And independent wrestler and producer of the upcoming Paris is Bumping, Billy Dixon.
I don't know who that is.
Don't know either.
Okay.
I'm just reading off.
What's-
the,
so
I'm reading
what's-
off the press
what's
release
the
that
pr-
Jerry sent me, man.
What's
all
the
right.
what's the premise?
I'm guessing like the Masked Singer.
Yeah, but what are they like? Are they going to be singing? Are they going to be
Are
wrestling?
they going to be like, maybe like they're going to be under mask and they're going to be guessing who the wrestler
Yeah,
is?
right. Like it's a like a wrestler that we all know, but under a hood, trying to wrestle not like themselves.
So basically, the premise is it's a single elimination tournament to determine who will they're going to be called the mystery opponent, and they earn a title shot at the Independent Wrestling Championship, who is currently on the Snore Horse. The catch, if you lose in the tournament, you must reveal your identity. He is not the best, the best, the best, the best, the best, the best who should have that belt, the best.
That's true. I agree.
So yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And in my advertisement voice,
Ooh.
The Masked Wrestler is a joint project of IWTV and Cole Creative, the production team behind the creation of the Grammy Street Fight, Orange Cassidy versus Stokely Hathaway. Coming to you live from a parking garage. Come on, give Jerry some credit.
Jerry's a scumbag.
I love Jerry. What a human being.
I love Jerry too, but he's.
Well, you can find this all on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Report.
Right.
Again, this is just the press release, bro.
Okay.
All right.
Did Jerry actually send you something?
No.
No, Jerry doesn't respond to emails. That would be.
Hold on.
What am I thinking?
Back the fuck up.
Yeah.
Did you really just ask that question?
I know. I'm sorry. Jerry doesn't get back to anybody.
God bless him. But yeah, that's it.
That's it
for this week.
That's it.
So thanks everybody for listening.
Yes, thank you. We do really truly appreciate
Yeah.
it, and we'll be back on Sunday.
We will be. See you then. Pro wrestling. Let's go.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.
Knock it off, nerd.